I got this Highlander here. This is an O2. It's got knock sensor codes that keep coming back. Now, this is a sublet from another shop. They already put 2 aftermarket sensors in it and a Toyota set and a harness. So all that's been replaced. You can see down there where that pin is. That's the knock sensor harness, and that's where it plugs into the PCM. Well, PCM harness, the engine harness. It plugs into that there. So if you go over to our diagram here, you can see we got 1 sensor, 2 sensor. Now these are underneath the intake, under the intake, upper and lower. You got to drain the coolant out and then all that misery to get down in there. So try not to do that again. Now, see, if we look at our schematic here, we got sensors which are grounded into the case. They're actually screwed in there. Then we have a shield and another shield, and then same thing down here. So this is our connector that we were just pointing out down there. Pin 1, pin 2, pin 3, pin 4. So that has a black and a white wire, which then run into the PCM connector. So if we come into the car, the PCM lives right behind the glove box, and this connector here, the one on the bottom there. If we go into our diagnostic procedure, come on, left hand. Now this is all unscripted, unedited. Toyotas are actually pretty nice because they actually show you connectors and pins right in the diag, so you don't have to be like, check pin kit test, be looking through a bunch of stuff. Anyway, this is the connector, this is the knock sensors, here's our PCM connector. So basically what this says is swap them, right? Because if you have what we have here, p0325, which is right bank, and then there's another one, what is it, p0330, same fault, different bank. So basically what they want you to do here is swap them, but you know, some of this it's all translated, so none of it really makes any sense. So in order to make this easy, what you can do here is, these are the 2 wires, you know, they're in this little cavity here, separated. This one's white, but it's actually not white, it's translucent. There's no dye in this wire, so you can actually pop these terminals out of here and swap them right there. So what that means is, if you have a p0325 and you swap these wires and it becomes a p0330, then you know that you can either test to find out if you have bad sensors, right, or if it's the bad wiring or PCM. So if you have 325 like we got here, you swap those wires, and you know the right bank is now the left bank is now the right bank, and you get a code 330, then that means that your sensors or something in that connector down is bad. So this vehicle's already had that done a couple times, and I went through and did my continuity test. There's no shorts or opens. We got 0.5 of an ohm to resistance between this connector and the connector of the hood. So what we're going to do here is, in order to test this, I'm actually going to connect the bank 2 and bank 1 knock sensors together and feed that signal into both of these wires. So basically what I'm going to do is, here is our diagram again. We got bank 1 right, this is where our code is. So we're going to cut this wire right here, this white wire, we're going to cut that, and then we're going to connect this to this black wire. So essentially the signal from this black wire is going to feed both of these. Now I know that that's not an ideal solution, but what that's going to tell us is, if both of those signals are fed into the same wire and we still get the same code, then we know it's a PCM problem. So that's kind of where I'm at here. You know, we've already done this. Well, I haven't done it, but the other shop has already had that apart 3 times now. I know that when you get sublets from other places, you know, you never can trust what other people do. So you know, that's the first thing you never do. But I'm going to take the benefit of the doubt here, because I don't want to charge this customer, you know, the same amount of time to go in there and double check, because you know I've already done all the pin tests and everything. So you know, I've already scoped them, which is kind of hard to do with these. You know, it's it's complicated. But anyway, this is what we're going to do to try and verify that we have a bad PCM. That's what the suspect here is. So if this so if the code goes away, then we know that there's something wrong between this connector and the multitude of wiring back there. So we could actually do an overlay from here back to that connector, which is probably the way to move forward with this. The problem with that is these wires, they're shielded. So basically what that means is any electromagnetic interference from the wiring harness and currents, eddy currents, and the other wires gets picked up and grounded by these shields. So it's not ideal to do an overlay in this scenario, but you know, it is what it is. So this is what we're going to do to try and verify that we have a PCM problem. Now, I'm going to go ahead and just post this and put in the comments later on what the actual result of this is.